Today we're over here in Batu in Hollywood Studios. Today we're going to build a BB8 droid. One of my viewers was kind enough to give me some Spira with just enough money to build a droid and asked for a video on interactions between BB8s and R2s. We're also going to talk about the pros and cons about either a BB8 or an R2 unit.
I see kids all the time, like in bugs, and it comes off and everything. They'll think better.
We're about to start building the BB8 right now, so the first thing you need to do is pick up the part that makes the BB8 roll. So you gotta get that, you gotta get the shell, the head unit, and then whatever dome that you want to do. So we got that. And I'm gonna go with the black and silver for the dome. Motivator head unit, so your head plugs onto this, and then this moves around on top of BB8. And then we had a specific one that we wanted for a head. So we're going to do the black and blue head here. And the reason why is I like the shape of this, and it has 3 LEDs, so when it's moving around here, I think the black and blue and silver would actually be kind of neat. This was the other option I was thinking about for the head, which is more of the traditional, and it's actually more film correct. But I just really like the style of this, so we're going to go with this. So I think we have all the pieces we want. We have our motivator, we have the shell, we have the head, and we have the head unit. Oh wait, let's see. We have to get all the parts. No one orange. If I can get a black. I just realized that these head units have different colors, so a black one would be a black one of these would be more in tune of what we're looking for. When you're building the BB8, the head motivator that goes underneath this has different colors, so you can get one that matches. So there's orange, there's red, and black. And also a purple one. So be aware of that. So if you're doing a purple BB8, get a purple bottom cup. We're doing more black, so we're going to get the black one. Now that we have all of our parts for the BB8 unit, this gentleman over here is going to tell us where we're going. We're going to construct it. All right, so we're at the construction part, and we're going to start building our BB8 unit. So it says the first thing we have to do is take our motivator, and we need to attach these tubes. Now the tube colors we have are, at our station we have black and we have blue, but I believe they also have red and white ones as well, but we're going to do black to match.
Are we out of red and silver too?
Oh, I want silver if you got silver. We want silver.
Silver it is.
Interesting, we actually have the rubber wheels here. That's how you're going to move. And then there's little brackets here that let it slide, as well as right here. And this moves around, so as it moves, it has the capability of swiveling around. And this is how your BB-8 is going to move around. Now, I really don't know why you need to add these. There's really no weight to them. And the shell covers this, so you're never going to see it. But I guess they just have you put them on anyhow, because the R2 unit has other pieces you can put on, so I guess they wanted you to be able to put things on for the BB-8s. Alright, so now we're going to do the shell. Alright, so here's our 2 shell pieces, and when they attach, there's a little red diamond on them, that you need to line up. So you're going to come in and you're going to twist to lock it. Now this part we actually have to do the attachment, and that's what this is going to come in handy for, is that on the R2 units, you use this to actually screw on the legs on each side, but here this is the assembly of the head. She just told me something that I did not realize. Right inside the head is your antenna. So you need to detach the antenna and then assemble this. And then there's 2 screws. All right, so for this specific head, here's the antenna. The antenna is going to plug in right there. And then there's your BB8 head there. They just showed me that sometimes if you don't hear a click when it comes to the screw ends, you have to press this together and then screw it in. And then you'll start hearing the click. The click means that it's now attached. Okay, now that we actually built our BB8, we're going to alert the tech and let them know that we're ready to have it installed. Samuel! Hello! Oh my gosh! This is our good friend Samuel. This is the one who gave us a wonderful tour at Doc's Den of Antiquities. As I said in my previous visit, if you have any questions and you see Samuel and Doc's, Samuel will tell you everything you need to know about here in Batu. Great guy, and we're fortunate to have him at our station here.
Is this your first droid?
No, this is my second droid. This is, we decided to build a BB-8.
Good call, that's what I have.
Awesome.
Activating!
This is in space, so
Are you ready?
that's full.
I am ready. And then we're going to hit our activation. Good to see you.
Yeah, with the blue button, you hold it forward, like say you've got your finger on that, and
Here he is. This one here will rotate the head and body left and right. This will do exactly the same thing. This one here is your beep and button. Both of them will let off sounds right into the head. Forward and back.
Awesome.
Backpack?
I have a backpack. Once you build a droid and you decide if you want personality chips, I had brought 2 personality chips with me, and we're going to show you how to put the personality chip in both the R2 unit and the BB-8. So we're going to show you how to install a personality chip into an R2 unit. There's a door right next to these ports. This door right here, when you open it, you'll see a slot, and the personality chip plugs right inside there. Now the black one that I brought is for the first order, and the orange is a resistance chip. So she's going to put the resistance chip in. There we go. Once you power it up, that resistance chip is going to change the voice and how it interacts in the land. Now, with the BB-8, it's a little bit more tricky. You actually have to disassemble the BB-8. And right here is where you put in the personality chip. Personality chip in.
I can put it back in my pants.
So we got him talking here. Now, one of the things that's important is if you're going to walk around the land and look for interaction with your droids, either the BB-8s or the R2 units, you have to shut off your remote control. Now, when you shut off the remote control, normally he will turn off within 5 minutes, but when he's around other droids or parts in the land, he will react and interact. So recently, Galaxy's Edge put this mat down, so after you build a droid, you can actually come here and play with other people and their droids. Here by the Droid Depot, these droids will actually interact with your droid. So my droid's actually been talking to these droids a little bit by little bit. The BB-8s are a little bit harder to work. So as you can see, he's kind of moving around there and he's talking. But with the R2 unit, it is really easy because the BB-8 wants to roll and talk, and the R2 just kind of spins its head. And I think the R2s, in my opinion, are louder than the BB-8s for audio. So keep that in mind when you're deciding which droid to build. Let's talk a little bit about the pros and cons about whether you should build a R2 unit or a BB-8 unit. Realistically, the BB-8 unit has far more cons than pros. R2 units have a whole bunch of accessories. You can do the personality chips, you can do add-ons, blasters, serving tray, doors, stickers, all kinds of stuff that are designed for the R2 units. We were told before that you needed a dome top head on the R2 units for all the accessories. That apparently isn't true. All the accessories will fit any type head on an R2 unit. When it comes to the BB-8s, there's no accessories except for the personality chips, which work in both the R2 and the BB-8s. Except for you can barely hear the audio on a BB-8 unit. We built the BB-8 unit, and within about an hour we had to bring it back and have the motivator, the center unit, replaced because something was going wrong. It would not interact with the R2 unit. So we were in a specific location with no other droids around, and the R2 unit was very talkative. We could see it, it would turn its head, it would light up, and the BB-8 unit did nothing. It just sat there. And then when I was walking around where it was trying to interact with other things, the head is very erratic. You have to connect it if you have one of the backpacks with the chain so the head doesn't fall out, because that will happen. But then it gets all tangled up in the chain. And the interaction audio is almost non-existent. We got lights every so often. But one of the things that's supposed to happen with the droids is that the droids are supposed to be able to talk to each other and communicate. And now as we're walking through the land, the R2 unit we had with us was absolutely communicating with the land, and the BB-8 unit was sporadically communicating with the land, but barely. Every so often it might react to something, but not nearly as much as the R2 unit. So when you come out here, if you want to build a droid, it's really kind of important to figure out what you want once you leave the land. I want my droids to talk to each other when I'm home. So if we have two R2 units together and they're close enough for the Bluetooth communication, they'll talk all day long with the remotes turned off. So that's a key. If you have the remotes on, the remote has priority over action and audio. So if you're walking through the land with the remote on, nothing's going to happen except for what you make happen with the remotes, both R2 and BB-8s. You have to turn the remote off, and as you walk through the land itself and the other communications will stimulate the droid and it'll communicate. It's supposed to, at least. That happens all the time with the R2, almost never with a BB-8. And then when you're alone, after no communications or sporadic communications, they'll shut down. And what we discovered is that either the BB-8 would not communicate at all, or it would communicate sporadically and only the R2 unit would do anything and the BB-8 would do nothing. So if you're at home and you want them to communicate and talk, it's not going to happen if you have a BB-8 and an R2 unit. So The R2 units are far more stable currently. There's less issues. Now, it's not saying there's no issues, because on my R2 unit, the head started acting funny and it would only spin in circles, and it ended up with a bad motivator, and I brought it back and they replaced the central unit, and then it would work perfectly again. Currently, as of this moment when I'm filming this, it's about a 2-month wait to get a call back from Droid support. So if you call Disney with a problem with your Droid and you're out of state, they'll call you back, and it's about 2 months. There's really only a couple of people working on the Droid and answering the phones. And what they'll do is they'll go to the Disneyland Droid Depot, and they'll rebuild your Droid from scratch, test it, and mail it back to you free of charge. So they'll send you a label, you pack up your Droid, it goes out there free. They'll either fix it, most likely they'll just build you a brand new Droid with all the same things, and then ship it right back out to you with both BB8s and R2 units. There's a lot of people building BB8s, and I see them everywhere. I'll put a little clip up above here. And when you get home, if you have two of you, if you both have BB8s, they're really not going to talk to each other much. You're really not going to hear them very well. In a completely quiet environment, I'm sure you'll hear them okay, but nowhere near like you would an R2 unit. Personally, I don't feel that the BB8s are ready for prime time yet. I would give them a little bit more time for development and to work out the kinks. So if you want to build a Droid, and I absolutely love my R2 unit, I would recommend that you actually build an R2 unit over building a BB8. We hope you enjoyed today's video. Please like and subscribe, and remember, we offer park shopping on our Patreon page. Please support our channel.